Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to SnowRunner hard mode. Previous episode we finished the last medium logging efforts in the Yukon region, and as a result we only have long logging left to do from a log perspective. But as I said in the previous episode, what I'm planning to do this time is to move the ore trailers. So I don't think I've even selected it yet. Yeah, so final check, which is basically to move two trailers. One's located down at the ore sorter center, the other one's located up at the gold mine. We've spotted them both before in previous episodes, and they have to be delivered to the factory in Big Salmon Peak. So that's what we're going to focus on this episode. I just, before starting the recording, I did bring the Azov down the road because it was only up at the bridge, and took off its advanced special gearbox and advanced heavy winch, because I want to use them for this cat, but they're temporary, and I'll put them back on when we're done with this contract. So I'm not going to use the cat for anything else. And obviously I'd also need to put the long logging attachment back on, because I'm going to use the Azov for long logging as well. So therefore, on the cheap, I've got engine, biggest size engine in stock. Took that out of the Paystar 5600 TS. I've got an advanced special gearbox that I've taken out of the Azov, and a advanced heavy winch that I've taken out of the Azov as well, and I'll put them back on later. And then the heavy saddle is this special, I can't pan the camera unfortunately, but this special attachment for those trailers. I haven't yet bought this heavy fuel carrier. It's an interesting one, 2,000 litres. It's quite a nice compact fuel unit. I don't know how stable it'll be. It looks quite tall, but yeah, no other customizations. As usual, as with a cat, you can't change your paint job and you can't change the wheels. There's no suspension options. There's also no tire options. So I've already done all of the upgrades that I can do. Without further ado, let's get driving. We're going to drive down. What's my fuel situation like at the moment? Not good. So I'm going to fill up at the Paystar. Fuel could be a challenge for doing two trips with this, because I haven't got fuel on the other map. I've got a little bit in the Crocodile down at the railway station, but it's not a lot. Stop my engine. Refuel. Yeah, it's changing to Paystar. Quite a big fuel tank, mind, isn't it? 530. I don't know how thirsty it is, so we'll see. But we're almost out. Pretty sure we'll be doing yet another Michigan fuel run. Nice chart. Not really driven this cat. You get it in this yard over by that lamp on the other side of the yard there. So I really have no idea what this is like as a truck. Its repair status is pretty good, I think. Yeah, I've not really done anything with it. So lights on, engine on. Let's go for a drive, shall we? I'm going to put this one in the cab view. What's it like? Not too bad. Just while I'm driving down in the dark. It doesn't have the strongest lights, but we'll get plenty of external view of the truck while we're driving in the daylight. What time of the day is it? Real quick. It is approaching 4 AM, so it won't be that long until it's daylight. And we'll pick up the trailer at the ore sorter first. Take that through first, and then we'll get the trailer from the gold miners the second trip. And how well that goes in terms of getting them both done in this episode, I'm not sure yet. Last episode went way better than I'd feared it would. Last episode I was really pleased with myself. I'd put off recording it, but yeah, it went really well. And thank you for the brilliant comments. Really appreciate them. So this is episode 46, and I said before it was going to be one of the longer series. It's the longest by far, because I reckon it'll be 50 by the time I finished it. Got to be at least 4 more. And Michigan took me 44 episodes. Was the previous longest, and then Alaska, Tamir, Kola have all been 20-something or 30-something episodes. So yeah, even though this is a 2-map region, it's taken me significantly longer than the previous regions have. So this is no all-wheel drive option, but diff lock is always on. It's quite wide, isn't it? Okay, so I can't really wade either. There's no snorkel on it. So that rules out some of my choices for how to get there. I really don't want to do the railway line. I don't know how stable this is with a trailer on it, but I had been thinking that I would avoid the railway line and stick to the muddy water bit. But the fact that that started drowning in that little puddle back there makes me think that's not such a good idea. Didn't see that rock, did I? Right, so here we are. Our first trailer is just here on the left inside the gate at the ore sorter. The sky's starting to lighten slightly as well, which is nice. That's your trailer. So, that is pretty cool. Let's get a screenshot of that. Cool looking rig. So, yeah, I thought about coming through this water bit here, because it's presumably a pretty good mud performer. But if it's not a good water performer, maybe I will stick to the usual and just risk the railway. I'll get a bit of a feel before I get to here for how stable or otherwise it feels. Let's just get on with it, shall we? It's really only that railway that's a hazard, because the rest of it is pretty much road driving. There is a section in Big Salmon Peak where I suspect I might need the help of either the Thatcher Force or something else that can do chains to pull me up the hill. Oh, hello. A bit of a wobble. Because I have no chains option on this, and there is one fairly steep icy road climb that I have to do. It's a pretty big set of rocks in the back of that, isn't it? A beast of a trailer. Oh, I need to... I was admiring the trailer. Bit of a blind side on that left. Concentrate on where you're going out late. Yeah, it's sliding a little bit. I was trying to steer there, but it didn't want to know. I think these roads are maybe a bit icier than they look, because I'm usually trundling through in trucks that have got chains on. Feels stable enough though. I'm going to give it a go down the railway line. What's my line for through here again? I would quite like that one onto there, please. So even though I've got the big engine in, the biggest engine, it's not pulling the way that I would have expected it to. Because obviously this is a heavy trailer. Very heavy trailer. It's also not got the best turning circle. Ooh. Yeah, that trailer hasn't cleared the track there. Haha. Here we go then. This is going to be a bit of fun. I know. Abusing physics there, really. Yeah, that trailer's quite low slung, isn't it? This could be quite the interesting drive. It's not a stability problem if I can keep my wheels on the track. Just get a bit steeper up here though. Squeeze through there. Right, so I normally leave the track to the left here, but I don't know about this trailer getting past that. The trailer might be better off if I can manage to... Can I get through here? Just aggressively use a winch to slingshot me. That's a proper beast of a payload, isn't it? So far, so good. Now there's the crocodile just on the other side of that fence. I may as well. I did say that I wanted to use the crocodile to get some fuel to the Zix, but at the moment this is the more pressing need. So I may as well bring that crocodile through. It'll fit through that gap there. How much fuel did I use getting down here? Not horrible fuel consumption so far. Let's turn into the crocodile. And let's come and chuck a bit of fuel in. Fill it up before I go up into Big Salmon Peak. Let's just push that fence out of the way, mate. That's alright. You didn't mind, did you? Got my engine, refuel. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Here we go. Horribly loud bit of radio there, so I will have muted the game audio for that refueling endeavour, because I'm still paranoid about a copyright strike. I have intentionally not gone for the railway line for this bit. I don't think the water down here is deep enough to worry about. Because in theory, a truck like this, although it doesn't have all-wheel drive, should be a bit of a beast for this type of terrain because it's designed for quarry work. That'll do. Right, there we go. One more bit to negotiate. Engine's not powerful enough to put it in high through this. I'm glad I put the big engine in it. I will end up putting that back in the Paystar probably, although the Paystar is only doing fuel duties at the minute. The most difficult thing it's got to do is pull a full load of fuel up the hill to Smithfield Dam Garage. Right. Now I would like to think that's the hardest of the obstacles done. Let's not get complacent though, you know what I'm like. I don't know what... I think I'll do my usual trick of trying to come up here and avoid, because I know there's a deep water mess around that side. Although this isn't a scout, I know the route fairly well. Turn in through these trees. Sitting on top of a big rock doesn't help. May not be the best option. Never driven this truck before, so kind of feeling out its capabilities as I go, really. But I don't want to get stuck in the muddy, wet bit where because I know this doesn't have a snorkel. I think this is less risky than the alternative. It's going to turn in circle like the Ark Royal. Right, so there's my road. Rejoin the road. There's almost certainly a better way to have gone through what I've just done, but it's the only time I'm ever going to have to drive it. And I don't like that puddle there. There's something that's as easily drowned as this. But now we're basically clear to the gateway. Hit the wrong gear then with my shifter. I'd love to know the physics of how heavy this trailer is, because it seems the momentum to get it started or to get it stopped or to alter its trajectory. It's a pretty heavy trailer. There we go, Big Salmon Peak. Part one of the first trip done. So the question now is whether I can negotiate the icy hill. Because I don't think there's another route. If there was a snow route, I might have thought about it, but I think it is road all the way. I thought about going up through there as an alternative route, but I think you would end up with a different ice hill. Oh, hello. Okay. Okay. Leroy and it didn't work. Let's see if we can be a bit more controlled. Nope, that doesn't want to work either. Got through that bit, but that's not the bit I was worried about. I didn't even kind of drove into that, not thinking about the fact that was reasonably steep, and I'd say take that as a warning that the bit I was worried about, which is just coming into sight, is going to be a bit brutal, because I don't think there's anywhere near as many trees for me to try and get myself moving on. Oh, that's not good, is it? Misjudging the line while I'm watching the hill. Trying to get a bit of speed up. So what I was thinking is, if I had, without it becoming dangerous, if I had two wheels in the snow, would that be enough? But without going far enough over that I will tip. No, thank you. That's a bit dodgy, isn't it? That's a bit dodgy because there's nothing else to winch to on that side. Well played, devs. I just thought maybe I could have got away with that, but I'm now a lot less sure. I do not like the angle of that. What are my choices? Let me have a little look in this garage. I don't think I've got any fuel on this map, basically. Pacific's not going to help. I have got my Phoenix here. I just don't think it's got any fuel in it. It is retained here. Let's deploy it. Customize. Let's just put... That's 2,000 litres as well. I should do a little fuel run with this, shouldn't I? No. Let's just put high saddle, give it a little bit of mass. It's not a lot, I know. It's token. But let's just... I want to see how much fuel I garaged it with. A little bit. Let's take that around and see if that can help me. Because I want the touch of force here, really. But I didn't want to prep that off the episode. But I need something with chains to help me up that hill. And I was told I would need that. I just need a bit of fuel as well. Not used this Phoenix since I got the touch of force. And it is a shame because it's a cracking truck. I need to have a think about its place in the fleet. So engageable all-wheel drive and engageable diff lock. Just reminding myself of its characteristics. It doesn't have the mass of the Force, which is why I thought I'd bring the Force through. That trailer looks a bit precarious though, doesn't it? So get it into low with diff lock on, handbrake on. Try and move this thing's nose over, that's the trouble now. That's the wrong attachment point. That's what I wanted. Yeah. I'm on the wrong side. Change truck. See if I can somehow maneuver. I'm just in a really precarious location, right? It's going to be easy for this to tip. And brake. I want to get more wheels. But really, I want to hold it there, don't I? I wonder if I can use the kind of fake AI. No, I didn't want the Force to come. I wanted the Force to pull me out, not do that. Get me on the road. It's a bit more like it. And then change truck again, which will have released the winch, but I'm in a bit of wheel trouble getting the orientation right. Right. Let's try that. I'll keep calling it the Force, I'm aware of that. Edit will have to sort that out. I'm not used to driving the Thatcher Force that I've lost the vocabulary for driving a Phoenix. It's a Phoenix, not a Force. I'm also focused a bit more on the driving than I am on the talking, so sorry about that too. Right, so engine off the towed vehicle, drop the winch, put myself to the side, and then I'll just drive the cat in on its own, because I basically only want to use the Phoenix for the bit that I need it to chains help. I'm still on icy road, I've still got to go careful. That was alright, that worked. So far so good. Trailer 1 of 2. Oh. Normally a trailer would auto-complete the delivery. You don't normally have to do cargo mode for trailers. Yeah, we got the right... Oh, okay, I got to bring them both. So it has removed it from the top right of my screen there. So it works like the cabins and like the portable fishing huts in Kola Peninsula. It's not going to complete until they're both here. But they're not going to disappear like some trailers do when you deliver them. Boing. In that case, I'm just going to back it in slightly so it's still in the box. I'll put it back in the box. Get back in your box, mate. But just give myself room to maneuver when I bring the other trailer through. Because I expected it to despawn. Attach trailer and then go and get the other one. It's another strange thing about this particular contract that normally you're driving with an empty trailer, whereas this one, obviously the trailer stays loaded, so you're going to get a different trailer, which means the drive out is sans trailer. Let's see how that changes our handling. I might pull this on a rope just to get it back to where I want it to help me on the return trip, and I'm just gonna take it steady down the icy hill and try not to slide off and roll over. Pretty much freewheeling it. Oh, hello. Steady on there, Phoenix. I know you like me, but steady on there, Phoenix. Oh yeah, that's a good enough place. I'll leave the Phoenix there. And then the Phoenix will be perfectly positioned to drag me up that when I come back. Watch where you're going. Doofus. Doofus outlay. Right, up to the gold mine. I am going to struggle a little bit for the duration of the episode, probably, but with a bit of judicious time-lapsing, I'm sure we'll be fine. Because I would like to get this contract done in one episode. Fuel permitting, that's going to be the challenge, isn't it? But let's get up to the gold mine and see what it's like. The Tatra Force isn't far away from the gold mine, so it's possible there's a bit of fuel in that I can squeeze out. Coming into dark again, get some lights on. Loaded foothills. There's the beast that we're driving as well. So there is a bit of an icy element to this. I'm gonna take it on the basis that I want to see how it does with this truck empty before I think about driving down it with a trailer. Because if I broadside and jackknife on that hill, I'll have a rescue situation going on. So I'm going to try the standard road route up, but I may come down through my preferred kind of shortcut that brings you to this yard, bypassing this icy hill. We'll see. Because it's just whether you've got the steerage to come downhill, down an icy hill. Not the most responsive steering truck. We're in the shadow of the mountain, so that looks darker than it should be, really. It's quite fun. It's like a big... What does it feel like? It reminds me of something. Obviously, it's a four-wheeler. It's kind of... It's almost like a... Like a big crocodile, maybe? Just in the... It's a... It feels a bit like a go-kart, but with added mass. Or maybe like a tractor. It's more like a... No, it kind of is, really, isn't it? It's a tractor unit, but... It's more like an agricultural drive than a highway truck. Yeah, so this icy road I'm worried about. I'm certainly worried about coming down it. But when I drove this before, and other people have said the same thing, is that the terrain doesn't feel as icy underfoot as it looks. That looks like sheet ice. But this is pulling up with mud tyres, not a problem. And I had the same thing when I came up here in my test run with the Kolob. I wonder if some people use the Northern Gateway. If there's a... The Northern Gateway would probably give you a route that's mostly snow to get back to the factory, avoiding icy roads entirely. It means driving around the icy lake at the logging camp, though. Well, that's a worthwhile trade-off. But I think you could certainly avoid the icy roads if you wanted to. Yeah, well, I saw you, Ninja Rock. Oh, it's this one. This. So right on my left, see how it pops out of the snow? That's the Ninja Rock that tipped the Thatcher Force over. I see you, Ninja, stealthily hiding in the snow. It's a bit of a nightmare to steer this thing. Right then, gold mine. Not been up here for a while. More cold, more gold. There's our other trailer. It looks totally fine as an angle to attach. Ish. We could have been a few inches closer. Right. Here we go. Trip 2. But a different set of challenges, at least until we get to the gateway. I think I am going to take the road route out. I'm not going to do my shortcut down the snowy hill. Don't know that I fancy negotiating some of that terrain. I'm just not going into cab mode for this because I want the best visibility that I can get of the terrain. That did feel like the added weight. Oh, hello. Steady. It's pushed me a bit further right than I wanted to be. The added weight of the trailer does seem to be helping my traction. Trailer just did a little bit of a hop, skip and a jump. Oh, that's because it's on a winch. And I've got a rock right in front of my wheels. It is more like a boat than a truck on this type of rocky stuff, where the kind of equivalent to the waves when you're trying to steer a boat. So you're trying to pick a direction rather than a line. Yeah, what I was going to do, which I forgot, I was going to check out how much fuel was in the Tatra Force and see if I needed to steal some of it. Forgot that, totally. That gateway symbol on my left is the one at the logging camp. I'm not going that way. I'm now trying to get as close to this gateway as I can before running out of fuel. I may end up having to drive the crocodile back with the... I know there wasn't a lot in there, pretty much just its roof rack and main tank and about 40 litres extra. But I don't need a lot, so it might be what might be enough to finish it. Right, now. Steady down the hill. No sudden steerage actions, please, driver. Okay, I'm going to put it in mid-low and try and just let the engine coast me down. And just focus on trying to do gentle steerage. Because anybody who drives in ice regularly knows that brakes are your enemy. As is trying to change your direction too quickly. There we go, that worked. As Brian said in comments, I must be getting better. Yeah, I've never intentionally rolled the truck to get content. Obviously, every time I roll a truck, it's a genuine mistake. But if I don't roll trucks, it's kind of just me driving around then, isn't it? It's some of the most popular content I've ever done has been me recovering from the mistakes. But no, I'm not gonna start creating content by rolling over. I'm also not going to get complacent and say, well, I don't make mistakes anymore because I've got better as a driver. Mistakes are always going to be made. Straight line that, because I think it's a better camber than trying to turn a corner. There we go. Now, I've got next to no fuel. $33 litres, not enough. On the map, we're going to have to go into flooded foothills and bring the crocodile through to chuck a bit of fuel in. Oh. Steal a bit out of this truck. And then the Zix and Tatra Force fuel situation I'll worry about as a separate problem. Problem for future outlay. So I just want to get this contract done. And next episode we'll be back in the hands of finishing the long logs. Then we'll just have the 3 conveyors to do. Not that bright, is it? I might buy that spotlight, even though I cursed how bright this truck was in the... When I first got it, it was dazzling. Do I need the crocodile back on this map? Maybe. I'll probably end up doing a run to the resupply zone with one of the bigger trucks. I need to get the logging trailer back, basically. That's what I'm slightly worried about at the minute. Because if I can leave the Cat, the Phoenix, and this truck on this map, but something's got to bring me that logging trailer back. I'm certainly not buying another one of them. I'm ghosted because I'm in the same clip box, but let's put all of the fuel tank in there, all of my roof rack in there, and then I didn't want to take all of it. I don't want to leave myself utterly dry. You better let me take a little bit back out. Yeah, I might garage myself here and then assume that I don't need the crop on other maps. Not right now though. I'll turn the engine off there, jump into the cat, and we'll get on with this delivery, which is after a while we're here. But I'm leaving trucks stranded, so I'm going to have to do some kind of a logistics session to bring them all home, or get them garaged, or whatever it is I'm going to do with them. Ready for Wisconsin? So this was a bit of a mare last time, but I just hit it at full speed hoping that it would be fine. So let's go as far as I can. Right, that's over that bit. And then the next bit we got a Phoenix at the ready, so we should be fine. I'd love to do stuff like this co-op. Great, wouldn't it? Right, Cat, you're coming with me, mate. No messing, just straight line up the hill. Tatra power. I was going to try and get a photograph then, and then I realised that photo mode turns the engine off, and I've lost my momentum. What a fool. I wanted to stop for a photo, and now I've lost my momentum. I'll crest this hill without running out of fuel in the Tatra now. $27 litres in the Phoenix. There we go. Past the worst of the hazards. What could possibly go wrong now, eh? Apart from maybe straight line in a corner. Inertia, baby. Here we go. So I'm assuming cutscene incoming for a big delivery like this. Although we finished fixing the battery, so maybe not. Yeah, no cutscene. Ore processing plant constructed. It works. Together we did a big thing for the whole region. Now we'll have jobs, and I hope this will bring back some life to the area. Thank you, you did great. Thank you very much for saying so. 14 grand almost. So, oh my God. Let's get this back to the Phoenix and get the pair of them back to the garage. So I can have a little bit of a think. Because I've got time in the episode, I think, to just tidy up a little bit for this contract and this map. Because this is the last thing we ever have to do on this map within the region. So Big Salmon Peak, once everything's back to the garage and we get that logging trailer out of here, there's no more deliveries to do. And I guess we might come in and do repair points, but we might not need to. We may survive until the end of Yukon and then resupply in Wisconsin. So I'm going to hook the attachment on the back like I did before, on a shorter line. I wonder if the attachment should be in front, actually. Would that make more sense? Probably. I'm going to do it though, am I? Hello, slow down, stop it, stop it. Now I want it from my tail to the Tatra's tail, and then I want to make it even shorter than that, really, so that it can't roll into the back of me when we're going downhill. I don't want it damaging either of them, really, more than I have to. It shows you how much wider it is than a normal truck, though, doesn't it? Because the Tatra's not massively narrow. Alright, yeah, Phoenix. Weird way it's swinging around. What I was doing there. 2 metal rolls that I left here. Do I need those? No, I don't think so. Right. So, turn my engine off. Fuel. All of my fuel in the Phoenix. Now I'm going to garage myself with 0 fuel, because if and when I decide I need this truck on another map, I'm quite happy to deploy it with 0 fuel. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. I want to take out the big engine. Take out the gearbox and take out the winch. They can go back in the Azov and Paystar, and then I'll retain it here. Obviously I don't think there's any of those heavy rock trailers to move on other regions, but I may want to use it with fuel in there. And then the next thing is to get the crocodile, bring that through to the Phoenix. I'll have to have a look at whether or not I need those metal rolls. That may affect what I do next, but I doubt it. Engine off. Fuel. I'm going to take now everything out of the Phoenix. And that's the crocodile. So the fuel add-on and roof rack are empty. But the crocodile's got a bit of fuel to get it back onto the other map. And I think then the Phoenix has done a cracking job helping me get that delivery done, but can now be retained again. And may be used on other maps, or will be used on other maps, I'm sure. And then the crocodile, I'm thinking, can take the logging trailer through for me. And maybe the Phoenix would be a better choice for that, but this fuel add-on, I'm not entirely sure that I won't need this fuel add-on for the conveyor and logging. We're looking in the wrong direction. Pretty sure this will be able to attach this. Appropriate saddle. That's a strange message. Appropriate saddle. Fair enough. I can tow it through on a rope, can't I? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag this through on a rope and try and get as close as I can, and then at least it will be on the map and I'll have to come and get it. If I can drop it off somewhere that would be convenient for the Azov to drive past in order to reach the logging camp. I think that would work. The Azov can drive down without it. But that'll be for the start of the next episode. I'm going to leave this one here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I think we're making some cracking progress. Next episode will be long logs, get the destination sawmill finished, and then, like I say, there'll be 3 conveyors. I'm not sure how long they'll take. So if I can get both lots of long logs done in one episode, that'll be great. And then it might be 2 episodes maybe for the conveyors if I'm smart with the order that I pick things up. But all of that's for the next episode. So in the meantime, thank you very much and goodbye.